Hello, this is Matthew Miller again from the ZDNet Smartphones and Cell Phones blog. I'm bringing again my two daughters, Danica and Mallory, where they've now had just over 4 days with the Kin 1 and Kin 2. And in our initial video, that we recorded last week, I had said that we'd pass out the Kin 1 and Kin 2 and let Mallory use the Kin 1 for a week and then Danica the Kin 2, but I think it was easier once you set it up to just stick with the device and not really switch, right? Okay, so the way we're going to kind of word this is they're going to have a conversation with me and talk, but I've got some kind of set questions to kick things off. So first we'll start with Mallory. What did you think about the user interface? And by that I mean the display, the menus, navigating around the device, just kind of using the device. What did you think about that?
Well, like at first it was kind of confusing to like get through pages and stuff, but then like after a while you get used to it. But I think it could be a little more simpler for, first impressions.
Kind of complex.
Yeah.
Especially, I guess, your other phone that you use is the Gravity. Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah.
Gravity. How would you compare it to a feature phone? This is really, people are talking, this is more of a feature phone than a smartphone.
Yeah. Way more complex than a feature phone. A feature phone's like really simple.
Right. But then you also have the Touch Diamond that's a smartphone. How would you compare it to the smartphone?
Still a little more complex, because Windows Mobile has a simpler menu, just personally to me, though.
Yeah, I think that's because you have the HTC interface on top of that. So Danica, what do you think about the user interface? How do you find using the phone?
Like Mallory said, I thought it was a little confusing at first, but I like just like flipping it around and stuff like that, and I like the green and black color combinations.
Okay. Now, when you said green and black, was it also customizable? Or was that the default out-of-the-box theme, or?
Yeah, but you could change it to blue, red, or pink.
Okay, so there's a few different themes available for you to change.
Yes.
Now, one thing I looked when I was putting together the hardware part of the review, I looked at yours, Danica, on the I guess it's the apps page. It has a different configuration than Mallory's. Are you able to switch that around?
Yeah.
Oh. Mallory didn't know about that. I didn't know about that. I haven't figured that out yet myself.
Yeah, if you like press and hold it, it like shakes, kind of like on the iPhone.
Ah, okay. You just trial and error. How did you discover that?
I did not accident.
Now, how about the Kin Spot? Did you use the Kin Spot? That's something they're promoting quite a bit. Did you use the Kin Spot much?
Not really, but I think it's just because like I'm not used to something like a feature like that. But I use it a couple times with pictures.
To share them?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Danica?
I didn't really find a reason for it, because like with pictures, you can just upload them right there. You didn't have to drag them there and then go to MySpace and then drag them out.
Yeah.
So I
I haven't used the phone, so I don't know. Because the Kin Spot, I think, can use. I mean, you can share other things though, besides pictures.
Yeah.
Like what though? What would you?
People's updates on MySpace.
So when you share an update, it shares somebody else's update with your network? I'm not really sure what it's sharing. You guys you haven't given enough try to figure it out?
Yeah, I haven't really had any natural reason to use it.
Okay. How about the Kin Loop? There's the 3 pages. There's the apps page, the loop, and then the favorites are the 3 main displays. Where did you live? I mean, what was your main of those 3 screens? What was your main screen that you used?
Well, I'd probably use the one with like the bunch of apps just because of texting, but it was nice to have the loop because you could, without even going on the computer, you could just see all your friends' updates and what was going on. Yeah.
You thought the loop too?
Yeah, I liked it, and I liked how like some were big and some were small, and it was just kind of like designer.
Now, do you guys do you control that, or does that just happen?
It just happens.
And is it random? I mean, do they change sizes on this? Okay.
Yeah.
But then you kind of have to look underneath their update because it'll say Facebook or MySpace, so that could be kind of confusing.
Now on the favorites, is that something you set up, and it's like if you put a favorite, your friend up here, does that always stay that way?
Yes.
Okay, so the favorites are like a kind of a dynamic loop. Does it show up? Does it show status stuff on the favorites page too?
No.
Okay, it's just a way to contact your favorites.
Faster.
Okay. Now, I know the answer to this question. Do you put music on the kin? Because we tried, right? We have a couple MacBooks in the house. We do have a couple Windows PCs, but all your music is on the MacBook. So all the music's in iTunes. Should be non-DRM type of music. But when we plug the kins in, it doesn't do anything on the Mac right now. Now there is a Mac client coming out sometime, but it's currently not available. So when you plug the kin in, pretty much like the Zune, nothing shows up on the computer. So there's no way to get your music onto the kin on a Mac. Now we didn't try it on a PC because I don't have a PC set up with your music to see how that works. But we were able to actually sign them up for the Zune Pass, the 14-day trial. And from what I understand, since I have a Zune Pass, it's you're able to use it on 3 devices. And there were some parental controls in there, and I'll talk about some of that in the review. So after we got it finally set up, what do you think about the Zune music part of the kin?
I thought it was really cool how you could just like update music like directly, and like how you could not even like download it. You could just like listen to it to see if you want to download it.
So you did do that?
Yeah.
Now how did that work out? Did you notice that you had to have a good connection, or did you just play and it just played?
I didn't notice any glitches. It just.
I wonder if it connected via Wi-Fi and 3G. Did you ever notice a Wi-Fi connection or a prompt for Wi-Fi or anything?
Yeah.
For what part?
Well, like sometimes when I was at school, it'd like not have it, and like it will have it sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But with the music, like if I streamed it, it was a lot slower compared to if I downloaded it.
Slower as in like loading, or?
Yeah. And then like it'd like play and then it'd like kind of stop and like load more.
So it would like play and then buffer
Yeah.
while it loaded up some more? Okay. I wonder what areas was that?
Here.
Oh yeah, because we have a pretty good Verizon signal here. It shouldn't have buffered too much. But I guess certain parts of the house it might have a lower Verizon signal. Now, so once we had the devices set up with your Zune Pass, you do have to use a PC, not the Mac, to actually get the Zune Pass set up. You have to connect the kin at least once to get the kin to understand that that's the account associated with that Zune Pass. But then after that, we never connected. So were you able to search music and download music to the device too? Okay, wirelessly, probably via Wi-Fi was probably doing most of that part of it. Okay. So would you use it if you had a Zune Pass? Would you use it for music?
Mm-hmm.
You can? Do you use headphones with it or the speaker?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Now yours, the kin 2 has stereo speakers. How'd that sound? Pretty good.
Normal.
How about the mono speaker? Did you notice much of that, or was it pretty good?
It was good.
Okay. Games. How about games? You know, there's no games in the kin, right? Did you miss that, or do you use games on your cell phone anyway?
Well, I think games didn't really matter much because you kind of thought of it as a social phone, but I didn't use many games on my phone anyways, usually.
I've seen a lot of people talking about, there's no games, kids will hate it, there's no games on it. But, I mean,
I don't know many people who play much games on their phones.
on their phone, right?
So.
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
It's all
until
about
you said
iPods
something.
and stuff.
Yeah, because what do you use? You use your iPod Touch or the DS or something else to play games, right? Yeah. Yeah, you know, I mean, I have a smartphone, so I play games on it because I don't carry a lot of other phones, but every kid I always see is just texting on their phone. They're not really using it for games. So, yeah, I don't think it's much concern either. What do you like most about the kin, Danica?
I like the texting. I like the conversation bubbles and how it pops up.
Now, the Sidekick. Now, does the Sidekick have a conversation view of your text messages?
No. Well, kind of, but like they're not bubbles.
It's not a graphically pleasing one.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like text.
Yeah.
It doesn't have it like here's a text, like that kind of deal.
Yeah.
And I noticed the notifications look pretty cool in the kin when they pop up. It would kind of like a
Little bubble.
like a thought bubble or something on a cartoon or something. Yeah. What do you like most about the kin, Mel?
Probably texting and also the loop. How it showed all the updates.
Updates and status updates. What about least? What do you like least about it? Anything?
I didn't like the limited use of the MySpace and Facebook. Like you could only like go to the site if you went through the browser, but otherwise it was all about stacks. And just like
Could you
stacks.
put pictures on MySpace, or was that?
Yes, but only through the browser.
Oh, not
Like when you clicked upload, it would like go through something else different than like the.
Oh, like if you took a picture and said, what about, could you share a picture to MySpace?
Like on your status?
No, like if you took a picture and then you said, was there ability to say share, like the kid spot, would that share it to MySpace, do you know?
Not sure.
But mainly it was status updates.
Yeah.
No, I know you guys do a lot of this, MySpace and Facebook chat, no chat. Ooh, that'd be nice to have, right?
That would be cool.
The IM.
Yeah, if the IM was on there, that would be a pretty big deal, I think, for you probably, right? Yeah. What about you? What was the least thing you disliked about it?
Well, I didn't really use the favorites on contacts much, and probably a spot, but maybe I'd use that more if I got more used to it. But one of the things I also liked was like the video. It was like different than regular video. It was like more like crisp. I don't know.
The
it just
capture
looked
of the
different.
video?
Yeah, it was like a different kind of style,
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I'll have to look at that and see.
and the camera was good too.
Yeah. Okay. Did you like the Kin more than your current phone?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, you have the Sidekick, and I know holding the Sidekick, the LX 2009, it feels like a much nicer quality phone, and it's very focused on texting and messaging, which is what these are intended to do too. But
It'd be cool if this had weather, like the HTC Touch.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a feature.
it's something you check out.
Mm.
Yeah, so I guess my next question was going to be: would you switch to the Kin if you're given a choice? Now, the one thing about the Kin, with you guys on the family plan, we have the family unlimited texting. Danica has data on her smartphone, but you don't have data, just because it's so expensive. And these ones, it's $30. Kids really don't care about the price because the parents have to pay for it. But these phones don't even work without data. You can't use them as a texting phone. Do you think if they had an option for, I guess the whole operating system wouldn't allow it, but if it was just a texting phone?
I think it'd be less valuable. I think it'd be kind of just like a simple,
Another feature
boring
phone?
Yeah.
So you think that having all the data and the social stuff that's being fed to you and the bubbles and all that is pretty essential then, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other final thoughts on using the Kin? Did you like this trial that we did?
Yeah.
I know in the beginning it was kind of a pain to get your friends to use the number and stuff like that, but what'd your friends think?
They were like, whoa, this is so cool, but then they're like, how do you work this? Because they got kind of confused at first. And then some were like, I don't think I would get this phone, it's too confusing, But I guess they haven't got used to it, so. But they like the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, when I showed my friends, they were like, the what? And I was like, the Kin. The what? The Kin. And they're like, what does that even mean? I'm like, I don't know.
But there was a commercial ad for it in the movie theaters.
Yeah, I saw that for Iron Man too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I posed a bunch of different questions, more than what we have talked about here. So there's a bunch of answers that they have written for the questions, and then just some general thoughts in the full review. So check out the full review on blogs.zdnet.com/cell-phones, and you can read more of their in-depth thoughts and feelings after using the Kin for by the time the review goes up, it'll be about a week. So check it out. Thanks for watching.